As wonderful as AI is, it could be absolutely sabotaging your marketing and sending it down the toilet.
Yes, and I think it's something that's definitely worth talking about because you don't realize that it's happening.
Mhm.
And you're obviously not intentional to let it happen. You're not trying to make
Let's let's see
these
how bad we
things
can
happen
wreck
to you.
things here.
Yeah, let's see how fast we could just go downhill.
Yeah. So
But
before we dive into this, though, I do want to say I'm going to throw this primer out there. Um, you have been using AI for marketing for months now, kind of doing like your own test tube research,
Mhm,
and you're going to be publishing the results of that, which is shocking and not
mhm,
necessarily in a good way.
mhm.
About what's happening, like what the results were.
Yeah.
But we're not going to focus on those results today. What we're going to talk about is why using AI for everything, because you should be using it, but if you're using it improperly, it can absolutely tank your marketing efforts.
Yes, absolutely. So I want to just give some highlights because I mean, I could go on and on about this just from my findings and personal experience with this. So, as a branding agency who does marketing and things like that, there is personal, realistic experience from this. But these are some of the top things that can be happening. So, when you're using AI for your marketing, what you don't realize it's doing is that it's giving you generic textbook content. So, say for example, you put in a prompt into AI, into Gemini, Chat GPT, whatever it is that you're using, and you're saying, hey, give me 20 posts for social media about this topic. And it generates these awesome posts, right? And you think, yay, now I have 50, I got 100, however many that you asked it to pull up. Now I can post content to social media. People say this all the time. I use AI and it just pops out 50 social media posts. And they post this stuff thinking, yes, I've done something. Well, what you don't realize is that AI has scraped the entire internet and it gave you the most popular information dealing with the subject that you asked it to give you content on. And now you sound like everybody else because it's
Mhm.
giving everybody else the exact same content. And if you don't believe me, if you have a LinkedIn account, go to LinkedIn, do a search for posts, put in a subject matter, and see how many people talk about it the exact same way. Look at the text and you will see, you're going to see the M dash. If you see the M dash, you know someone used Chat GPT because it's a dead giveaway. And
Yeah.
I'm not saying don't use it at all, but I'm just saying this is just a sign that AI wrote it.
Yeah.
It's almost like it doesn't know how to talk any other way.
I talked to a guy yesterday. It's so hilarious. He used to be a writer,
Mhm.
like, and he said he used the M dash all the time in his writings. He said now I can't even write the same way because it looks like AI, so I have to stop using it.
Yeah, it's crazy. Even not when we are using things and we're using AI to edit content and things like that, it'll put all these M dashes in and I'll tell it, do not use the M dash. And it'll put the M dash in there anyway. So it's like it's almost it's like a default. It's a hardcore default. And so that's a dead giveaway.
Yeah.
But look at it, read it, and you'll see how everyone sounds exactly the same. How many people say the same exact things. That's
Yeah.
because AI doesn't know any other way to tell you
Mhm.
what it has. It can't generate something unique. It's artificial.
Yeah. Well, here's another thing to think about. If everybody, well, I say that, jokingly, not everybody, but if everybody's putting out the same content with AI and AI is scraping content to create content, then eventually all the content is AI. Because it's
Exactly.
saying everything that I'm generating is getting put out there. And then when I go to look at what examples to give you, I'm seeing what I've already created in the past. And so
Yeah.
it's a perpetuating problem.
Yeah. Let me just give you some content that I wrote myself about content that I wrote myself.
Exactly. I know. It's like crazy when you think about it. if we don't stop this now, it
Getting
will
the
take over.
artificial of the artificial.
I know. It's like, okay, if I've got artificial content up artificial content, does that make it real?
I don't know. We'll see. Let's check your sales.
I know.
Yeah.
Oh man.
So that's a big issue. So here's another thing is that people will use AI for strategy. And so it's going to give you textbook strategy. And so what I mean by this is if you are saying, give me tell me the steps to accomplish XYZ, then it's going to give you generic steps to accomplish XYZ based off of the information that's on the internet. And so you can go down that road of doing those steps. Well, when it's dealing with marketing and it's dealing with branding, everything about branding and marketing that works is the unique qualities because you're trying to create an emotional connection. You're trying to create something that's going to resonate with your audience. AI doesn't know that. It doesn't know you. It doesn't know your audience. It doesn't know the unique intricacies of that. And so when you say, give me a strategy for marketing or for branding, it's going to give you textbook because that's all it knows. And so you're going to try that textbook thing and it's not going to work because it just gave 100,000 other companies the exact same strategy. And if you think about the brands that we say made it, like the Coca-Colas and the Nike and the Under Armour, and think about any brand, and it doesn't even have to be at that level, but any brand that you know, meaning that if you know it, then they have been successful. So any brand that you can think of, they had to do something that was very unique to stand out in order for you to attach yourself to it emotionally or psychologically in some kind of way. AI is not going to give that to you because it doesn't know how. It's not a human being. These things are more soul related. They're more human being related, relationship related, where it's like those little quirks that AI doesn't understand. It doesn't understand the irritations. It doesn't understand the pauses and sighs and the things that like that emotional stuff. It doesn't know emotional. It's not emotional at all. It just knows artificial information. And so it's going to give you this textbook strategy. You're going to try it. It's not going to work. It's going to make you feel busy, but it's not going to work. It's not going to resonate with people because it's not human. Humans resonate with other humans. And so artificial stuff doesn't work that way.
Mhm.
So just check out check out the brands that you know and think about why do you even know that brand? What made you care about it? Think about the ones that you like. Why do you like it? And
Yeah.
what is it about it that drew you in? So,
Yeah. You know, the interesting thing is when AI first came out, people were looking at it and going, "Oh, this is amazing how it's writing and sounds so real and all that." But
yeah.
now I think people's radars are more fine-tuned. Like they can
Mhm.
point out AI a lot easier. Now,
Mhm.
having said that, I have seen a lot of posts where people create it and it's like it's original and people are like, oh, that's AI or a video even or something. Now everything's suspected to be AI.
Right. Yeah.
But in saying that, I've noticed that people use AI for responding to posts because that's part of a strategy. Like you go out and you find these people and you respond to their posts, but they're using AI to even do that. And I think that's even easier to pick up on
Mhm.
because you can tell that the person is responding to something that may be out of context, or it's, the topic isn't quite right. I've
Mhm.
seen that before.
Mhm.
Or another thing, like I saw a guy, it's like he would post something on my post that was, it was good, but then he would post something on somebody else's post that's completely different industry and it was good too. And I'm like, you can't know that much about so many things.
So walking
I
encyclopedia.
know. It's like, if you got that kind of knowledge of these things, then I need to hire you. But the thing is, if I don't know who you are, at the very least, you start with let's say a 0 level of credibility. Like you're at the ground. Like I
Mhm.
don't know you, but I'll give you the benefit of the doubt.
Mhm.
If I pick up that you're putting AI content out, your credibility with me drops.
Yep.
And now you've got to work harder just to get back to the ground level of zero, because
Yeah.
you went to negative 100 because you're using AI to comment on stuff.
Yep.
So that's a way it's going to completely kill your strategy. Even if you're using the right strategy, doing it the wrong way could still kill your results.
Yes, yeah, and that's so important because you feel gypped, like, ah, this is not even a person. Like, I don't want to talk to AI.
Yeah,
Like, I
like
want to talk to a person. I'm taking my time to
mhm,
respond to your comment or to even acknowledge your comment. I don't want to spend my time talking to a machine or to like artificial intelligence. It's annoying because now I feel like you stole from me. You stole my time. So
yeah. Or even worse, you got AI that's creating the post, AI, other people's AI that's commenting on the post, and it's like, okay, at some
where are the
point we're just
people?
going, yeah, at some point we're just going to have social media that's completely AI, and nobody's actually doing anything on it.
Yeah, yeah. Nothing's real. It's all just an
we
alternate reality.
we won't
Nothing's
even
real.
know when humans die out
Right.
because things will still be going.
Yeah. And I feel really bad, especially when you start getting into healthcare. And I want to
Ooh,
like connect with my doctor and the nurses in that environment. And AI has been doing all your stuff, and it's a mismatch. And I'm like, you guys are very different. Or what if AI is making you feel cold? Cold and stale, and you guys are really warm-hearted, caring, passionate group of people in your practice. But AI don't make it feel that way. You're missing out because the human part of it is gone. You cannot give AI everything. You just
yeah.
can't. And so I think you're killing your business when you try to take the shortcut and let AI, oh, AI will just do our social media. That is a mistake. Stop doing that. Don't do that. Can you use AI to help facilitate? Yes, we just put out a post the other day that says, hey, AI can batch content, AI can do this. But I already know people have misread that when they say batch content. They're thinking, oh, it can write a batch of content. That is not what we're saying. I'm
Mhm,
saying AI is also like the platforms that will post on your behalf. Like, hey, I want this to post at 8 o'clock, 8 p.m. I want it to post on these platforms. That's also AI. So that's what we mean by batching, but not like just have it write a whole bunch of stuff that doesn't have your voice. It doesn't have your intentions. It doesn't have your passions. It doesn't have any of that stuff. It just has some textbook content that 50 other people are putting out in your location, in your industry, and you're trying to stand out, and it doesn't even sound like you, look like you. It doesn't feel the way you feel when people read it, or it doesn't resonate with people, and you're wondering why you're not getting any results. It's
mhm,
just my next thing is how long is it going to take before, just in general, before businesses feel the effects of this? How long will you allow AI to run everything? And I won't even say allow AI because you're making AI do it. You're the one telling it to do it. It's not like, oh, it's just taking over by itself. You're the one
yeah,
making it do it. Write my post, write this, write that. How long will it take before you realize it's driving your business in the ground? That strategy is driving it in the ground. Is it going to take bankruptcy? Is it going to take no more clients coming in? And on a massive scale, how many businesses are going to feel that when you hear the number of businesses that went out of business? That's my curiosity, is how long is it going to take before, as a whole, as a society, that the small businesses in particular are going to feel it? Because I feel like the bigger businesses, the ones that are over a certain amount of revenue, I think they have already caught on to the fact that branding and marketing is extremely important. It's the
mhm,
smaller ones that still trying to DIY, they're still trying to find the fastest way to get things done. So they turn to AI so they can do like 1,000 posts in a month
mhm.
and trying to do it themselves. And they're the ones struggling to stay open, and it's like, because you're still trying to just use AI to do everything. You're trying to take these shortcuts. There is no shortcut to a human relationship. There is no shortcut to a human connection. You got to put in the work and you got to put in the effort to do that.
Yeah. Yeah. So,
So, yeah. So that's the thing is AI sabotaging your marketing? Are you allowing it to? Are you making it
mhm.
sabotage your marketing? And how long will it take before you realize you're shooting yourself in the foot and you have a false sense of effort where it's like, "Oh, we did all of these posts, we did all of these things," and it doesn't matter.
Marketing doesn't work. Marketing doesn't work.
Yep, that's what they say.
Uh,
I tried it, it
that's
doesn't work.
yeah,
Mm,
that's you hear that all the time. Marketing
yeah.
doesn't work, or social media marketing doesn't work, or ads don't work. It's all those things. And
Mhm.
yet you see other people making it work.
Yep,
So the
yep,
answer is not that it doesn't work, it's that you're not working it right.
yep, so
So
true.
this is going to be one of those areas that
Mhm,
people, like I use it to generate
mhm.
content, but I would say that number one, I review every single post,
Every
and
single
and
post.
number two, I probably chop off 50% of it and
Yep,
redo it on each
yep,
one
yep.
because I want it to sound like me, or I changed a word here or there or
Mhm.
whatever. That's still a lot of effort.
That's a
And
lot of
like
effort.
what you're saying is, and I think people are doing a lot of, is it's just creating it automatically and putting it out there. Like nobody's even reviewing it. It's like, okay,
Exactly.
those last 10 posts were good, so let's go with the other 100.
Yeah.
Boom. It's like, whoa, let's slow down, brother.
Yeah, and it's the nuances. I mean, we use AI in so many areas in our agency. We would be foolish not to.
Hmm.
And you would be foolish to not use AI at all. Like you would be, you're gonna get lost in the dust. You just, But when we write content, there is a certain voice and tone and passion that we want to put into that content, and we can ask AI, we can give it all of this information. We sound like this, we sound like this is how we feel, this is how we think, these are the things that irritate us, these are the things that make us happy and make us sad. We can give it as much information as we can. We can give it examples of content that we've written, and yet and still I have asked it to regenerate a post or
Hmm.
create 3 posts just like this one on this topic, knowing all of these things about us, and it will do it and it won't sound like me. The small nuances where I'm like, I would never use that word. I would never say it that way. I don't feel like that. Why does this sound like a textbook? After all the prompts that I put in there, it still's not quite right. It's not me. And if you compare it to what other people are putting out, it sounds closer to what everybody else is saying, other than what I'm trying to say. So
Hmm.
it's like coupling it with everything from the internet. It's not like, oh, well, I'm only going to use this. I'm also going to use its thinking, and what it's going to do is also going to use what's on the internet. So it's still slowly changing your content, and you have to watch out for that. You have to make sure that whatever it's putting out, you really believe that way, you really feel that way, you really sound that way, you really write that way before you post it and put it out there. All of that effort is the same amount of effort it takes to just write the content. It's just not going to have spelling errors and grammar errors. So you're not really cutting as many corners as you might think you are when you're doing it the right way.
Right.
So you're not just blindly putting out 100 posts. You really need to be editing on so many levels those posts. Editing is no longer check for spelling and check for grammar. Editing now is check for voice, tone, does it resonate, and is this me? Is this how I really feel?
Yeah,
So that's different.
it is.
Yeah,
All right, that's a lot to think about.
that's a lot.
And I am definitely looking forward to the full report on what happened when you used AI
It's
within the agency.
surprising.
All right, but until that drops, everybody make sure to use AI responsibly,
Yes.
and good luck with that. But
Yeah.
until then, we'll see you next time.
Next time.